Hey you folks, Quilladine here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play European Universalis 4, The Art of Sweden, AVL, thingamabob. We are still in this massive gargantuan coalition war. I mean, when you, check out the diplomatic map mode, it is kind of a clusterfuck. But, hey, Oregon! Hey, that's new! And Canada's moved all the way over into here. Canada's doing really well as a country. I mean, that's the thing that happens when you're a Western power whose capital is actually in the Americas. You can do some pretty crazy sick things. I mean, it's such a shame. We almost, early on, we had a big war against Canada, and we were almost able to just eat them completely, but since then they're just going nuts, and there's not really we can do anything about it. Luckily, all the holdings that are occupied overseas don't really contribute that much war score. Not much of a concern. Constantinople is worth 1 point on its own, though. We should probably go and clear that out. I did not realize that was a full 1 point. We do have these troops over here that we're going to go and clear out Maramos, but I think it would actually be a much better idea for us to go directly down to Constantinople immediately to clear that out. Otherwise, we're going to keep going, mostly on speed 2, sometimes on speed 1, and just try to take care of all these goofballs all over. There's an army in Ulm that we might want to take care of. We got hills there. Hit them with 2-to-1 numbers. We don't have much of a siege here currently, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of Ulm. I mean, Ulm is always scary and dangerous, so we better take care of that right away. Finish that siege here. Maybe what I'll do is cut this guy in half and actually send some extra dudes down here as well. Neumark, not a concern at all. Put it in Stad. We're good there. You, over here. I don't think it matters if we're force marching at this point or not. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Linz is done. Lovely. Let's, we don't have a spare leader kicking around. Let's just go and smash that stack. That'll do us fine. We're trying to de-siege stuff over here. That is quite the rebel stack. Croatian nationalists. Well, as long as they stay in Venice, I actually wouldn't be bothered too much. Maybe what I'll do, though, is I'll combine with this stack down here, bring some extra cannons, try to finish the siege of Gorz a little bit faster. We'll see if that helps. Battle of Berg, which is up there. And you're moving there? For what purpose? Just to clear things out, right? Tell you what, I'll move both you guys there. We can merge you together, and that'll be fine. I'll send the extra cannon in over here. We should be okay, just from sheer numbers. Although we do have, you know, we are attacking to the hills, which is always a little bit dicey. Try to finish that. We almost have Vienna. I always call it Austria. Yes, we almost have the capital of Austria. Battles. Really, we had a little skirmish over here. Alright, still heading to Constantinople, which is good. Still sieging that out, which is fine. This group here, I don't know where you're going to run off to. Somewhere over here, certainly. This is done. Oh, we might be able to get a bit of a stack wiping effect on Cologne right there, which would be lovely. We're going to flatten some guy on the way, which resets our movement. Lost a siege over here. Yeah, that's not as concerning. We definitely, I do want to get rid of the siege in Constantinople, though, because it is worth a lot of points. What? Where are you going? Now I'm really confused. Where are we going to chase you to? Now you're going to Trier? Oh, are you going? Oh, you might be going all the way over here to Namur. So we'll just queue that up. It's a little less than great. Merge, split, go. Actually, you're going to get reinforced pretty heavily, aren't you? Anyway, let's detach a siege, grab the remaining army, and force march you over here. You're not going to have a leader, but we'll have to deal with that. Battle of Cologne has been won. Are we going to leave an army here? I might detach a siege. Call that good enough. Meanwhile, you know what? This army, even though you don't have a leader, you're going to go to Namur because you're a little bit closer. This group will turn around and see, especially with a force march, if we might be able to stomp things down there. We've got kind of a redundancy going on, but what the hell. A little heresy. Never hurt anyone. Battle of Liège. Good. And then, yeah, we'll just park ourselves in Namur, which should be pretty sweet. So we're going to lose that group, which is a little unfortunate. Did win the Battle of Memmingen, and we should be able to flatten the people that are left. This will hopefully be a complete stack wipe, which is worth more points, of course. And we completed the Siege of Vienna. Lovely. Got that. I will go ahead and detach a little bit of a siege. And And what? I don't really care about Provence so much. Maybe go down to Verona? Maybe just try to siege more of Austria. Actually, that's probably the thing to do. Since they are the primary, they're my war target, effectively. Go ahead and go over there. Ulm is part of Austria as well, so we are going to want to maybe take care of that. Boom, boom, boom. Get some land over here. Very nice. München, we won that. I'm going to group it up and then maybe just detach a minimal siege. I think that'll be plenty, actually. And we'll send a group to Ulm. Do we have a siege bonus? We do. So we'll get a bit more attrition than we need to. Our manpower in reserve is dropping quite low because we're being pretty cavalier with our attrition, our way of dealing with attrition, rather. Okay, another battle won. Now, over here, good. That'll go pretty quick. How's our army looking here? Good. We've got the magic number of cannons. We even have the siege leader thing. Really good. Good speed. Very happy about that. Let's go and smack another stack down. Unless the Spanish army comes back over here, we are going to go ahead and finish all this up. I think I'll detach another siege and actually send it down the south over here. Really, we're not sieging out all of Brandenburg everywhere. I don't know if that's a good thing. I think we should probably do a little bit more of that, because otherwise they can build up an army in a kind of a scary way. We'll try to drop some troops on a few of their places anyway. Complete carpet siege, but it's a little bit of a start. Trying to retake Vienna, but you're not really going to be able to pull that off. So just out of curiosity, we won the siege. Oh, up here in Utrecht. Lovely. So, military mode, we can probably move you to Münster, have you go there. Actually, we should be able to flatten that group out and then come back over here. And then to Westfalen, the one I was just looking at. So yes, Austria. Right now, you'd pretty willing to give up quite a bit. Quite a bit indeed. I don't know what I'd want, necessarily. Alright, so you're not even willing to do 35% war score right now, which is too bad. Releasing nations, there's a lot of stuff to release. We might want to go ahead and release a big chunk. I think releasing Wallachia would be an excellent idea. That would take a huge chunk out of Austria. Get another friendly group there, we might be able to do something about... Whoa! Wow, okay. Huh. I don't know if we can get there in a reasonable amount of time, but we'll try. I'll bring these guys down as well, not force-marched. I don't think we'll get there in time to stop them from beating us there, but we can maybe weaken them a little. You know what? What if I... Where's the other army that I'm moving? Moving this one, and who else? Oh, and here. Might want to just group these guys up together. Yeah, let's do that. We'll turn off this force march. We'll just group them up together, and then we'll move them down to take care of the Spanish army. Ugh, that's a little annoying. Alright, so we lost a little war score in Constantinople. But the army wasn't stack wiped. So it'll be okay. We do have to move a proper-sized army down there, though, and finish off the Spanish, which would be useful, and then break that siege, which would be really useful. I'm hoping that the Spanish are so far away from home that they'll just do a one-province move as well. I'm going to go ahead and do a force march. Again, it will be expensive, but maybe worthwhile. Not anywhere close to being capped out on anything, which is okay. It's fine. We're getting some attrition, of course. That's okay, too. Currently losing money, probably mostly reinforcements. We also have some mercs at this point, which I might want to invest in more mercs, depending on how long this war ends up lasting. We're at least making a little bit of progression of sieging out some people, which means they have a reduced capacity to continue to spew troops at us. We also have a very fast reinforcement rate. Right, I forgot I got a lot of troops over here. I think it still makes sense to keep them in a relatively large chunk, though, simply because there are some enemy armies around. You know what? I might be able to take care of these Portuguese troops. Let's go and give that a try and see what happens. Do a consolidate as well. Alright. Bunch of sieges and stuff, but that's not really a thing. Hopefully they're alone. I might be throwing away some troops. Revolt! Yeah, I haven't actually been keeping an eye on the overall revolt uprising risk. Not too bad. Send you back down that way. Actually, do that and then do this. Meanwhile, there we go. Nice. They're actually starting with no morale. We have the same base morale. I guess they just hadn't recovered from the last time. So we are going to crush this army. And we're really crossing my fingers that they do like a one province move. Come on, baby. Lost the Battle of Gors, right? Won the Battle of Constantinople. And I'm going to trace you into Borgus. And hope that that's as far as you go. You do have other friendly territory, though, so I'm not sure. We got there first because we have Force March on, so we're going to go and turn that off. But we are going to try to chase them as far as we can. Oh, they have some holdings over here, which is probably what's going to happen. They're probably going to go to all the way here? Possible. You know what? Just besiege Constantinople, then. That is too far of a walk. Hold on. Force March. Go and kill those guys. Don't consolidate, though. It'll be okay. We got a few attacks in a variety of different places. Still plenty of numbers of people around. This is some extra Frankfurtian people that are just buzzing around. Let's go and get them to reinforce in Cologne, just to make sure that nothing untoward happens over there. Ulm isn't being taken. Don't need this many people here. Do I want to detach a siege? Oh, right, that was a thing that happened. Go and kill the Portuguese army. Yours, I'm going to split you in half and move some people to Licca. It's coastal, so it'll actually siege a little more slowly, but, you know, whatever. Graz, that's fine. Nice is good. Yeah, stack wiped. And what I'll do, I think I'm going to go and remove the Portuguese, or the Provincian rebels as well. Okay, that's good. Meanwhile, we caught some more Portuguese forces out over there, which is really good. War score keeps going up. Now, I think we're probably not ticking anymore. Yeah, we are at max war score right now. It's kind of annoying. Saxon Patriots. Alright. Vaguely annoying, but not actually a problem. Now, Portuguese troops might retreat to here, because it is occupied by Portugal. So we're going to move there and hope we get a stack wipe. Alright, that's fine. We won the Battle of Avignon, which is lovely. I think it makes sense to besiege the Provence stuff. I'm going to split in half and do that. That way they can at least rebuild some troops and retake some of their territory. We've arrived over here. Stack wiped. Lovely. Now this big army is going to go back to Constantinople. Oh, turn off the Force March, though. Actually, make a stop in Burgos and we'll split you in half. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Avance. Okay, these are all fine. Oh! They might actually besiege Austria if I leave them. And I didn't realize I still had our big army over here. Let's go and meet up here. Do a half and then move over there. That should be enough to take out this army. Oh, especially, hold on, I didn't realize they have, like, no morale. I might be able to force march in for a win. I don't know. Just do this. That. There you go. That'll be good enough. Help them complete the siege here and then attack Vienna. Piso, Ansbach. Bunch of rebels over here. That's alright, though. Some sieges here. We did win a siege and won a battle in Moravia. So let's go ahead and move to Potsdam. Siege that out. It'll take a while with no cannon. Oh, they actually left Vienna. They can tell what's going on. Are you interrupting me in Linz? Who's going to get there first? You're on the 20th. On the 24th. It's planes, though. We're very willing to take this. It's the 19th. You can't turn around. This guy. Select army. Force march. Get your ass in there. So we'll have not a huge ratio, but a ratio in our favor, which I like. Catch some dudes over there. I gotta be a little careful about this army. And yeah, we are taking them. They didn't have full morale, so it was a good time to go. You guys are getting here. A lot of reinforcements left to do. Only 127k manpower left. This is a big war, but we didn't start it. It's not our fault. Split in half. Saxony is done. Let's get you into... actually, let's get both of these guys into actual Brandenburg. You're continuing to build some troops there. Battle of Linz has been won. And you might be... You're retreating to Vienna, which is interesting. I don't suspect you'll stop there, but we still have something to kill there. Alright, let's get those sieges undone. 25% war score. One of those skirmish over there. And now you're retreating south? South to Graz. Alright. I suspect you're going to keep moving south. So we'll do that, and then we'll see what happens. Booting. Lost the siege. Brandenburg's way over there. My furthest eastern reaches. Kind of funny. Alright. Switch to political map mode. We should get someone in Alsace. Actually, there's a handful of things over there. Let's get you into Ulm, and then we can maybe attack from out of there. On the Battle of Graz, which was just a little skirmish, didn't matter. I'm pretty sure they're still white flagging away, and they are. They might be stopping in Slavonia, which would be fine and groovy. No, they're continuing to go to at least Serbia, so let's follow them there. Meanwhile, let's detach a siege and kill some of these one stacks. They have generals, but that's all they've got going for them. Austria has pieced out Lithuania. Seriously, Lithuania? Seriously? I realize the war has been going on for a long time, but come on. And a white piece. You didn't even take anything. Son, I am disappointed. Poland ally Lithuania. Wow, they are really scared of me. That is really interesting. So I can't just attack Poland. Battle of Bosnia, Oltenia, and they are still running to Mutenia. Try to desiege this stuff. I don't think we've got a big stack kicking around over here anymore. No. Split you. We don't really need to chase this down. Let's actually stop in Bosnia. And then Hum and just siege some random stuff. Lithuania is no longer rivaling Russia. They might actually go onto the other side, especially since we're not currently in a war together. If I peace out and take a bunch of stuff, I think it'll count as aggressive expansion for Lithuania. That is very interesting. Happy I spotted that. Force march. Who needs military points anyway? Get over there. I want to assign a leader to this group, if I can. I don't know where these people are. Do I see a leader I can just steal away from somewhere? That would be really nice. Merge up, detach, send an extra dude there. Where can I afford to not have a leader? This guy here. Who is this? Olav! Can I equip... what I have to do is... I think I can do a swap. Oh, we're going to have a leader there. Oh, they actually stopped. Okay, cancel the force march. Come around and join in that way. There we go. That'll be good. Extra people in Cologne. They're going to siege out Koblenz, but that's alright. We're going to flatten that Austrian army over here. Very nice. Vienna is not really under attack. Come on, kill them! Oh man, the white flag even went up, so they're... or went away, so they're going to be able to run some more. These are Imereti troops. I have no idea where they're going to run to. I don't even know if they can get home. They might literally make a one province move. I'm going to see if I can follow them over here. They might pathfind through all of this, but I'm not sure if they can get through Lithuania. It's nice to see the Spanish troops are all black flagged over there. In fact, by Lithuania getting out of the war, it's possible that some people will be stuck somewhere. We're going to wait there. No, they're continuing to move. So I guess they're going to be able to pathfind all the way home? Could be. I can still walk through Lithuania because we do have an alliance even though they're not in the war. think is going to happen, though, is I will probably just move into Austrian territory. On that siege, good. Let me go and reinforce an Ulm. Then an extra cannon there. It might be a breakpoint, might not be, I'm not sure. What I'm going to prepare to do is launch an attack from Cologne. I can't detach a siege from there. I might just leave it be. We'll see. How you feeling there, Austria? Low war enthusiasm. That's what I like to see. My war exhaustion is getting a little bit high. But there's no way you're still going to give me what I want. You'll release Wallachia, great, and then how much stuff can we get? I don't even know what I'd be looking for, if I'm honest. Could be more land up here. I mean, maybe even just like eating someone. Full annexation options aren't going to really be there. Who's this? Poland. I can vassalize Poland? Wow. That's really tempting. I have Tech 25. That is insanely tempting. It doesn't hurt Austria, but it actually does take one of the nations out of the coalition, which is not nothing. I do not know. Oh, wow. Probably means I could also full annex Poland. Except I can't because they're not the primary I don't think so. I don't think it's an option. What I should do is stick someone over in Chelmno. See what's what. We did lose that siege, and then they're going to leave, which is okay-ish. On the siege of Avignon. Oh yeah, that's right. I had tons of troops over here. I was helping out my ally. Let's go ahead and de-siege their rebel stuff as well. Not my ally, my vassal. It's keeping some of my troops busy, but that's not really the end of the world. Nice to not let these guys break the siege, though. But I don't want to move too many units out of here at this point. Gonna set a really nice long truce timer with everyone in the coalition. Which can be handy if I decide. Well, I mean, obviously I'm going to go to another war, at least with France. Because I still want Ile-de-France, even though I'm not going to be able to do the crazy, crazy stuff. If I'd known about that event a long time ago, things would be very different. Alright, we've got Constantinople, great. Let's just go ahead and drop into Burgas with our siege guy just to finish it a little bit faster. Armies are arriving in different places. That's good. I mean, we may want to literally actually consider maybe letting our manpower bounce back. I know, it's a crazy idea. The sort of thing I say all the time and never mean. Whoa! I did not expect that. Detach. Select. Force march. Get down here. Now, they've got a terrain penalty, which is good. They've got a lot of people. Which is less than good. I'm going to move into Trent over here. We have allies. Hesse is coming in with the force march. Hopefully that will be enough to provide big enough numbers to hold out until we can reinforce. Won the siege of Rupen. Move down to Potsdam. We can't separate piece out Brandenburg anyway. We can separate piece out Alsace, which means I should really go there. We lost the Battle of Hum. Oh. Well then. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, we're going to be able to reinforce. I really should send a stack out to Alsace. And we can probably just do a full annex and eat them. And that would be good. Now, speaking of annexing, can't core the Gold Coast because it's occupied. It's too bad because I think it was almost done coring as well before it got occupied. Great. I'm going to group you guys up. Should detach a siege and then chase you because you're going to Switzerland. And then I should really go to Alsace. Boom. Oh, no, I got... The Swiss stopped here. That's interesting. You are running down to here. You'll probably keep running. You're going to take care of that stack, which is good. We should also be able to take out Treviso with that group. That should be okay. So I'm going to move you to Alsace. I was sucking up to Burgundy? Oh, Burgundy right there. Oh, which is one of my vassals. Right. Good. Excellent. Sounds good. I'm happy that you're spending all your time there, Portugal. That makes me quite giddy, actually. Thank you for that. A few stacks here and there. Battle of Trent. Such a massive war. Coalitions, man. Coalitions. I'm going to try to snag you in Friuli. 1 unit? Alright. I know, we're getting attrition like mad over here. I guess I could split the stack in half and grab the one without the leader and just move it out to Silistria. That may be a really good idea. Could actually move you into Tarnovo. Won the Siege of Ulm. Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and move these guys over here so we've got a bit of a larger stack that can get some options. Okay, we're being cleaned up a little bit in a way that I am not entirely excited about. You're retreating back to... doesn't show. I'm assuming back down to Dalmatia. Reinforce over here and then get a decent stack to go around and crush some more things. Looks like Burgundy is just hanging around here. Oh, they are sieging. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, none of this stuff is particularly being very good here for me. Detach. Select the army. This one here. Force march. Get over here and save these people. I mean, I'm risking a lot of carpet sieges, which can enable this sort of nonsense to happen. I mean, it is, you know, that's exactly what's going on. And I am reaping the pain as a result. So I can't complain. Merge up, split in two, send one of you guys over there. Bam. Polish Patriots. Okay. And we did lose that battle. Now we are going to win the counter battle. Also reset a siege, too. Alright, not too worried about that. We did win a siege just now, won that battle. So what are we going to do with these guys? I think everything's being sieged here. Bohemia, good job. That's being cleared up. The Spanish forces don't know what they're doing. Interesting. Oh, okay. They were black flagged because I think they were in Lithuania. But even returning into my territory here doesn't help. Presumably they might be able to go over there. I'm not too worried about the Imereti, whatever they're called, siege over there. You know what I'd like to do? Is send an army up to Chelmo. It doesn't have to be necessarily this whole stack. But I think that'll be okay. We'll try to get the 100% siege of Poland. And then make a decision about exactly what we're going to do at that point. One of the things we could do... That's a little nutty. Never mind. I was going to say we could full annex Poland and then release it. The problem is we'd release too much other stuff as well, which would be unpleasant. Well, thank you for watching another episode of this. We are definitely making, you know, clear progress. I'm still bitter that we got the -16 war score from that one naval battle. Also, what I should probably do at this point is start to rebuild my lights. So let's go ahead. Set up 100 light ships. 2,000 bucks. 100. Boom. Go there. I think that's a worthwhile expense. Unless, of course, we are on the border of getting a new ship type, but we are not. When do we get the next one? At level 23, which we're very far away. Oh. We're behind on Diplotech, so I think other people have the next frigate type, which is the heavy frigate. But, you know, we're going to want some trade again. You know what would be very nice is get the next level of administrative efficiency. That would be incredibly useful if we're going to be taking a bunch of territory here. So that will be nice. On the other hand, it means spending all our admin power, which means we won't have it to then core things. Yeah, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I'll see you next time.